Module 6, Consumer Mathematics. We'll start off with a discussion of percents. Percent, or per 100, is the ratio of a number to 100. Therefore, 19% can be written as the ratio 19 to 100, or the fraction 19 over 100. Likewise, 5 over 100 is equivalent to 5%. Now we already know that 19 over 100 is the same as 0.19, so that means we can also express 19% as 0.19. Our first task is going to be to convert between percent, fraction, and decimal. To convert a decimal number to a percent, we're going to move the decimal place 2 units to the right. In other words, we're going to multiply by 100. To convert a percent to a decimal, move the decimal 2 places to the left. In other words, divide by 100. Convert the following decimals to percent. Well, I have 0.15, and so to convert that to a percent, I'm going to move the decimal place 2 units to the right, and I get that 0.15 is the same as 15%. 2.07. Again, to convert this to a percent, we're going to move our decimal 2 places to the right, and that gives us 207%. May look a little strange, but we're going to see some strange percentages as we move on. 0.025. Again, move the unit 2 places to the right, decimal place, and that's going to give us 2.5%. Alright, convert the percentages to decimals. So we've got 7%. We're going to move the decimal 2 units to the left, and that gives us 0.07. And again, I like the leading zeros in there. 129%. There's a decimal here. We're just too lazy to write it if we don't need to. So we'll move that decimal 2 places to the left, and that gives us 1.29. That's the decimal version. 4.3%. Again, we'll move the decimal 2 places to the left, and that gives us 0.043, and leading decimal out front. To convert a percent to a fraction, we're going to place it over 100 and then simplify. So let's convert the following. We've got 25%. We know that 25% means the same as 25 over 100. And we can reduce this or simplify it by dividing the top and bottom by 25. Gives us a 1 over a 4. So 25% is the same as 1/4. 40% is 40 per 100, or 40 over 100. We can divide the top and bottom by 20, and we get that 40% is the same as 2/5. Finally, we have 16%. That's 16 over 100. Divide the top and bottom by 4. That gives us 4 over 25. Now, to convert from a fraction to a percent, we're going to use the same technique we did in fractions and decimals, and that is we're going to do the division, 7 divided by 10, and then we'll multiply that by 100 by moving our decimal over 2 spaces. So 7 divided by 10 is 0.7. And then we'll multiply by 100 to convert that into a percent. Move our decimal to the right 2 places, and that gives us 70%. Now we need to make sure we put this percent in there, because 0.7 is not the same as 70. 0.7 is the same as 70%. 11 over 20. If we do that math, 20 goes into 11, and we'll see it's 0.55 or 0.55 is 11/20. We move our decimal 2 places to the right and we get that that is 55%. Alright, 11 divided by 8, and we get 3. Oh, I'm sorry. 1. 1 times 8 is 8. Subtract that, and that's where the 3 comes from that my brain was trying to put in there. Drop down our 0. 8 goes into 30 3 times. 3 times 8 is 24. Gives us a 60. Looks like 7. 7 times 8 is 56. Oh, is this ever going to end? Leaves us a 4. And finally, 8 goes into 45 times. So we end up with 1.375. When we move our decimal to the right 2 places, we get that this is the same as 137.5%.